Good day, Exiles. In this video, I'd like to share 5 tips and tricks for completing your Sanctum runs successfully. Let's start with the basics of each Sanctum first. Each full Sanctum consists of 32 rooms a player must go through and is divided into 4 sections with their respective mini-boss encounters at the end of each. A run is finished upon reaching and defeating the 4th floor boss, Lycia, or the optional Beyond boss encounter that follows after her. While advancing through your Sanctum, you will encounter rooms that will award you with coins and could later be exchanged to a merchant for the boons that will provide various buffs. You can also encounter a fountain room, which will heal your resolve, a benevolent fountain room, which will cost you 150 coins and grant a random major or minor boon in addition to healing you, and a cursed fountain which will heal more resolve but will also inflict a debuff on you, and a radiant fountain that will heal your resolve, grant you a minor boon, and will remove a random debuff known as Affliction. An Affliction is a debuff that can negatively impact your Sanctum progression or outright break your run and force you to restart. Therefore, the first tip is that you should never pick an option that grants you a random affliction from, for example, an accursed spectrum. In a successful Sanctum run, you should have more boons than afflictions, and most of your afflictions should be non-detrimental to your build. Your run will begin by choosing the relics that will aid you in completing your Sanctum. At this stage, picking your strategy via the right relics is vital to your run. There are numerous viable strategies, such as stacking inspiration when you gain an affliction, or stacking additional boots that the merchant can offer. However, a good and successful strategy should be a mix of everything. For example, I like to use coffer relics since they enable me to stack resolve. In addition, I also use a papyrus relic, which gives me an extra inspiration when I gain an affliction to trade hits without taking any resolve damage directly. The remaining slots should be filled with additional merchant offers or additional revealed rooms. This strategy allows me to path through the fountain nodes to stay on full resolve and efficiently utilize accursed pacts that lower my maximum resolve but provide boons in return. Another viable strategy is to stack the chance to gain double coins and have extra coins at the beginning of your Sanctum run in addition to extra boons offered by a merchant. The idea behind this strategy is to always go for a merchant room and buy up her entire stock, since she has to provide you with boons in each encounter and the number of them is limited. By stacking as many boons as possible, you can increase the chances of getting better, game-changing major boons from the merchant. After picking and confirming your relics, the Sanctum run will begin. The second tip is an essential one and many players choose to either disregard it or ignore it. The first 16 rooms, or 2 floors, should be used exclusively to acquire buffs. Skip any lucrative rewards, such as Chaos Orbs or stacked decks, and path exclusively via treasure, fountains, merchant, or accursed pact rooms. Avoid stacking afflictions at the stage, and if you have to, go for non-game breaking ones. As you advance to higher floors, the rewards offered will ramp up in value, with the most lucrative currencies being offered to you on the 3rd and 4th floors. The third tip is, if you are offered the gamble currency as your reward, you should never pick any of the 2 deferred options. There are 2 boons that can duplicate an additional or up to 3 additional rewards. Therefore, you should only go for Chaos Orbs, Stacked Decks, Exalted Orbs, Divine Orbs, and very rarely Sacred Orbs. Tip number 4. When you reach the 3rd and 4th floors, if you do not see any Divine Orbs being offered to you, you should always path through the accursed pact rooms, as you might still get it as a random hidden reward. Finally, the last 5th tip that I want to share with you is you should know the strengths and weaknesses of yourself and your build. For example, incorporate extra sustain into your relic strategy if you are playing a build that has to trade hits. Likewise, if you are a player that cannot react well under pressure, avoid an affliction that gives all monsters an onslaught buff, which is 30% attack, cast, and movement speed. Or, if you tend to forget about volatile projectiles, do not pick an affliction that will release them upon killing monsters. The true beauty of this league mechanic is that it becomes what you make of it. There are many viable strategies that you can choose from, and the mechanic also forces you to adapt as you progress further into your Sanctum run. All of this combines to create a very unique experience that vastly differs from the base gameplay of Path of Exile. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like. Or if you have any other tips or tricks that you wish to add to the list, share them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.